Hello everyone, Alex the RC Freak here, coming at you with another video. How to replace the steering servo with an upgraded, way better servo, part 2. So hopefully this is only a 2-part series, I'm hoping. But yeah, coming at you with another video. So, I'm pretty sure you'll need a servo extension, and I've had this for a while, a 5-inch servo extension. They're pretty cheap, they're about $5 to $7, most local hobby shops, at least here in Washington that I've experienced. But this is my 5-inch servo extension, and it's just an extension, that's all it is. You know, for anyone that's new that may or may not know, you can get them for anything. If if you're speed control, and if you're making a custom, 6x6 RC car and you need a longer extension, you can get them way longer than this. But yeah, this is the servo extension right there. It's just, plugs in there, and that's the longest one I have. So, because this one's a little short, and I kind of expected it. I have this just in case. I'm not telling you right now that you need it, but I'm pretty sure you're going to need it with this servo. But it's a great servo, so Savox makes awesome products. But here's the truck. Taking off the body, setting that down. Alright, so I got a battery in here right now. It's a Radiant 11.1 volt 3S LiPo 25C. And it's worked great. I love this battery. It lasts forever. It'll have 2 hours of runtime easy with this battery. And that's in high gear or low gear, whatever, just having fun. That's what this hobby is about, is having fun with this setup. So, and I'm running the Mamba X 3800 kV, in case if anyone's wondering if they haven't keeping up with my other videos. It's censored, of course. But I'm going to be putting a new steering servo in. There's the old one. Nothing's wrong with it. It still works great. So, I'm going to be doing this one-handed, so if somebody could please deal with me. It's a 2.5 millimeter hex is what you need. I took out 2 bolts in the back. They're really easy to get. If you have it's really good to get an Allen set, a good hobbyist Allen set. From Team Integy is how I call it. Some people call it Integi, whatever you want to do. But it's a 2.5 millimeter. And they have this nice handle. They're color-coded handles. And this is the nice bigger handle, pretty big around, so your hand, can really grip it very nice. And these tips are awesome. But what you do is you just take this, loosen this up like so. This bolt right here. Keep on loosening it. Sorry about that view. So, it drops out of there. You're going to want to flip it over before you do the last bolt. This is how I do it. You're going to want to flip it over and get this bolt right here loose. You may have to take off the servo horn, depending on how it wants to come out. But you could probably manually steer the rig to do it. Sorry about these wires. I put these... I installed the light kit to see what it would look like. I still don't know if I'm going to do it. So, anyway. I may need an extension for those. I may have to get one. I'm not sure, but I'll let you guys know. I'll do an update on that one. So, basically what you do is you get a 564 or 2 millimeter one. I put Loctite. Always put Loctite in any aluminum anything, so it doesn't loosen. That's why the wheel is steered so much. But you just loosen it. A little squeaky there. And it's out. You just move it to the side. You just move it to the side. See? Just move it to the side. Make sure you don't lose that screw. I don't think I'm going to lose that screw because look at all that Loctite. My freaking camera would focus. Look at all the Loctite. So, move to the side. You can push this servo horn like that. So that way it's lined up so you can take it out. Now, you can sit there and take this last screw out here. And the servo should be coming free at this point. It should be free. Now there's going to be a few more screws you're going to have to do on the receiver box side of it. Now, on the newer RC, on the really, really old RC cars, throttle was channel 1 on some of them, not all of them. So, on the older ones, like the AM, FM style, old. But, these ones, the newer RCs, steering's channel 1. Throttle input is channel 2. And then auxiliary channel, usually if it's a nitro vehicle, it's for reverse or something, you know, if it doesn't have reverse, is like maybe you put reverse in it and you could, you know, use that channel for that. But there's 3 screws on the receiver box, the big box itself, and then you just take them out. Let's see if I can get that one on there. Okay, and then there's one right there. Take that out. Now, personally, you know, replacing the steering servos in RCs is not that big of a deal. They go bad on a lot of them. On a lot of stock ones, they go bad, or they're just like, in my case, they're just at that one time you need them to be a little stronger, they're not. You know, it happens to you a couple times. You're just like, it still works good for just normal trail use. But then you're just like, I'm gonna replace it. You know, why not? You know, if you like driving it, you really enjoy the rig, why not? You know. So there's one more bolt right there. I'm trying to get it in there. Yeah, see where the tip is. Now I'll just plug in the extension because I'm pretty sure you're gonna need it. I'm like 98% sure. So. So basically you rip this off like that. Note, this seal is seated correctly in these grooves all along here. Make a note of that for anyone that may or may not know. If you're new and this first time you ever took off a Traxxas or any sealed receiver box, make sure that the seals are in good shape. Now on this one, there's a little bit of grease. See that little bit of shininess there? There's barely any grease to talk about, but it's dielectric grease. Now you can put more on there. I have some. I'm not going to do it. I don't run mine in water, so I'm not that worried about it. But that foam helps seal it too. This foam, see all that little bit of dirt? That's from the dielectric grease that they put in there. And they just put a tiny bit on there. They don't do a whole lot. You know, just enough. But channel 1, if I can get this antenna out of your way here. Channel 1 is right here. This is channel 1 on this receiver. For the stock receiver for the Traxxas TRX for the TQI radio system, that's channel 1. So you just grab it, pull it out, just like so. Now, you're going to want to, what I like to do is I like to get my little 2mm or 5/64, you know, wrench, what I personally do. And you can just push on it. Now, if you got a lot in here, you may have to move that to the side, just like that. See how I move that all to the side? Take this wire with the little wrench. See how that, they make it nice having these. It really does. So, you can turn it and get this thing to cooperate one-handed. Here. Okay. So you can grab this wire, kind of move your other wires, and kind of pull this through, you know. You may have to move, kind of, you know, loosen your receiver wire and, you know, kind of play with it a little bit and that to get it out, because it's not, you know, sorry about that, my hand being in the way there. But sometimes you really don't have the best, you know, room. But yeah, it comes right out. Look at how long. Like, look at how long that wire. It literally will go, look at that. It almost goes to the back of the bumper bracket. That's long. That is the longest lead for a servo ever seen. And this is a great servo. I might put this servo in my Mini MGT 3.0. I probably will. But the servo comes out like that, with the servo horn straight like that. So it pops right out. Works very nice. But too bad when we power it on, you gotta align this and make sure when you do that you have the radio and everything, the truck powered on. This battery is in storage mode, so I can't really do a running video. I apologize, it's not charged. I know you guys have been asking me for running videos. I seriously apologize. I'm trying to do the best I can with what I got, but make sure that's at 0. And that's not quite at 0. Let me just adjust it. Alright, just a little bit off. But yeah, make sure you know that's at 0 for the steering trim. This multifunction knob on this TQI radio is for this cruise control, which also works pretty good. I've used it a few times. So, but anyway, yeah, just make sure that that's at 0, and I'm gonna try to sneak this little wire in steering extension wire through here if I can. I'm gonna see if I can do it. It looks like I'm gonna be able to do it. And I'm trying to do this without, you know, getting my hands too much in the way for you guys. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this, go basically pick it up like that. Make sure I'm trying not to get everything else. Grab it. Now make sure you got the direction right. Now see these copper leads right here? If my camera would focus. Yeah, those little copper kind of metal right there. See? Right there? Yeah, those face up. On the TQI, if you look at the TQI in the stock formation on the TRX4, the TQI, the T is up facing this TSM is kind of facing up towards this side, the right side of the vehicle, kind of facing out. Make sure that when you plug this in, this part is facing up. So, just something to note for anyone that's new, and just make sure it's fully seated in there. Take this wire, take it, and pull it as tight as you can. And make sure you try to do this as neatly as possible. I mean, this is, you know, you purchased an RC car, try to do it neat and make it look clean, you know? I mean, what's wrong with making your wiring look clean? I don't think anything's wrong with that. So, you know, let's take this, make sure it looks nice, because I'm weird like that. I like to make sure everything goes in its exact spot. And you might have to fight these wires a little bit. It's not like something, you know, that always goes as smoothly as planned, just so you know. Now with this system, if you're running this servo with the stock configuration electronics, that means the stock, you know, 3S, you know, speed control, the stock brushed motor, you're gonna need to run an external BEC. Castle Creations makes them, and they're waterproof on the new version. The V2.0 is what they call it. So just make sure to make a note of that when you if you do decide to get this exact servo from Savox, and then just make sure you get an external BEC, because I can tell you right now that with that much power in the stock, you know, speed control, you're gonna have some issues if you don't. So this one has the BEC, and it's a really good quality setup. I really like it. So I can't say it enough. I know I say that a lot, but it's just a damn good setup. So, and it's fast enough for me for a rock crawl. I mean, I got other RCs that are way faster, you know. So if I want to go more power, more speed, you know, I want to get my craving in of speed and stuff. But yeah, so basically just make sure that these are slid in these grooves. There's these little plastic pins right here. There's a little pin right there, and right in between these wires. It's kind of hard to see, but make sure when you stick this cap right here on, that you're not gonna be having the wire getting pinched in between those, because it can cut the wire and then you can lead to like a brownout, or, you know, worst case scenario, something worse. So, you know, I've had that happen to me one time. So sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you gotta hold them down, kind of force them down, get it just sitting right. It looks like they're good now. Just sitting right. That's the speed control wiring. I just want to make sure that's perfect. That's auxiliary wire. This white one I'm pushing down. It's auxiliary wire. So I just don't want to damage that too much. I'll use a 2.5 millimeter. Push that down. Sometimes, and the auxiliary wire is not absolutely needed, just so you know. It's just something that's nice if you like to keep track of what your electronics are doing. The Castle's been doing that on a lot of their stuff, which I really like. So, but yeah, let me just get this screw started here. One-handed. Let me just get a better angle for you. Now let me just try to start this other side. And you just get them snug. You don't have to sit there and, you know, gorilla tighten these screws. They're plastic. You know, if you're new, you don't have to, you know, make it mega tight on everything. As some stuff I like tight. Yeah, you're right. But this is the receiver box cap, the inside of it. There's the outside of it. And just make sure, yet again, let me just say this for the people that, you know, may have never took one of these off. This seal is fully seated all the way around. Make sure that you're not going to pinch this antenna wire right here. You know? So, just hold that down like that. If you want, you can try to pushing it down in that little crack. As long as you're careful, you can feel it too. It'll be by feel. You can push these down out of your way for the motor wires on this system. But just pop it down. Just kind of, you know, it popped right in. You can feel it. You can kind of jiggle it to the side, kind of feel if you're on a wire or not. And that's what I do. So you just kind of get this screw started. This one might be kind of hard to do. Alright, I'm going to start that one first. There we go. Pop down a little bit. So you just get that one started. And I kind of like to tighten this evenly because you can get leaks if you tighten it, crank it down one side. You can have it at an angle and the plastic can kind of deform a little bit, I guess you could say. So I just get them very lightly snug, all of them, and then I'll kind of go over and tighten them all, you know, evenly. You know, so that way that it's evenly seated around the seal. And Traxxas does pretty good at the waterproof stuff, I'm not gonna lie. I still would never technically, in my view, say it's 100% waterproof. And even though people run it through water and drive their Traxxas vehicles in lakes and stuff across the lake or whatever, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to personally do that. That'd be too much of a scare for me. But basically what you do, take this little wire extension here. Now this is where a 2.5 millimeter comes in handy. Push this down through other wires here. You may or may not be able to. I'll pull these castle wires up here. It's kind of tight. These wires are tight. I'm just saying. I'm sorry I didn't get that in the camera there. That's kind of tight. It's going to be kind of a long video, and I apologize for that. But I don't like to leave stuff out. I just like to be as detailed as I possibly can. I'm letting you guys know kind of what's up and kind of how to do things. So, as always, thank you again for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. So, basically, you just kind of, I don't know, it might be just too much wire right in that little section. So, there we go. Looks like it's fitting a little better. Oh, there we go. If I didn't cut that, you know, insulation. Alright, so this is what we got right now. Now, this is the mount, the servo mount. It's just, you know, stands up, which is nice. You know. But, I'm going to take this. This corded wire goes towards the driver's side. If you're looking at the back of the vehicle where the factory high and low transmission shift servo is, this cord right here for the servo goes towards that side of the vehicle. Just keep that in mind for anyone who is, you know, doing this for the first time. Whoop, just dropped it. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to get this up one-handed. Okay, so I got it in. Let me just start one screw. Now, I hope these are going to be long enough. Kind of being a pain. Kind of being a pain. Might have to do some modification or something on this little mount there. These little pointed up tabs right there. See those ones? I might have to sand those down or do something custom there. Unless I can get it to work. So, let me figure that out and see if I can cut those or something with an X-Acto knife. If I can do that. But this is going to be a part 3 video, it looks like. Alright, thank you for watching. Alex the RC Freak, out.